Hi everyone, it's Diane Evans from stampinwithdiane.com and I'm from Canada. So welcome to the global tutorial. Today what we're going to do is we are going to make a box fold card that's like this. It'll be a bit of a variation of this. So we're going to be using the Spooky Sweet and the Spooky Halloween. We're going to be using part of this. We won't be using any of the dies today. Your trimmer is going to be your best friend today. And we're also going to be using these two pieces from the designer series paper, and I'll show you how I went about to do this. All right, so the measurements are all in there. I just want to quickly just show you again. This is in Imperial 8.5 by 10, and I've scored on the long side, and I've given all the score measurements on there. And this is scored at, just bear with me, I'm just checking my notes here, 2 inches, 3.5 inches, 6.5 inches, and 8 inches, and then you turn it and you're going to score it 1.5 inches off both sides there. Then we have other scoring that we have to do with this. Let me just, we're going to take this, and what we're going to do is we're going to get it good and scored. So your bone folder actually is your best friend on this particular one. This works like, the box works like a gate fold. So we're just going to have that go like that. And then we're going to score this up this way. And unfortunately with the black, you kind of don't see those score lines. Well, I guess you kind of do. You can kind of see it in there. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do some trimming. So on these long parts here, this is on the 10-inch side, we're just going to take our snips in, and we just want to cut off these 4 corners. Like so. And in on here as well. And the last one. So you just want to make sure that you cut off all 4 corners. And I'll lay this down and you can do a screenshot and it'll show you how to do that. All right, then what we're going to do is then turn it, and this will be the short side up at the top. We're just going to cut up to that middle score line, or not the middle portion score line. And we're going to do that on both sides. I find if I do this on both sides, it's easier for demonstration purposes. And here as well. And then what we're going to do is we're then going to miter our cards. So I'm just going to take just a small little miter off of the corner here, and one off of here as well. Not that it's big. And then we're going to do that on all those corners that we cut up to. So we'll just quickly do that. Whoops. And then of course we want to make sure we do it on the last one here as well. And this is just so that you don't see these when you fold them into the box form itself. Okay, so just get rid of all those. And now this is where we need to come in, and I'm going to bring in my paper piercing mat. And we are going to, on this portion right here on the middle, we're just going to grab a pencil and a ruler. And we're going to mark this at the halfway mark here, which in Imperial is 1.5. Right like that. And then I'm going to take my scoring tool, and I use my take your pick with the scoring tool. And I am just going to score from this corner right here down to that pencil line. You could do this on your trimmer as well. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. And one here as well. So then what you want to do is fold that in just like that. Don't need that anymore. We use our bone folder again. And again, we're going to score in there and like that. And these 2 points should come together. Now, this is where now what we're, whoops, we're going to fold it this way actually. Fold it like that. And then this, how this works is this comes in and folds, and that works as your box. All right, so the best thing to do at this point, before we do any of the other decoration and anything else, is to work on this piece that goes in here. It's a little bit of a snug to put it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my Happy Halloween stamp. And I will do Happy Halloween. No tricks, all treats, I think is what I'll put in here. Come in with my memento. Let's ink that up really good. Now this is paper piercing mat. I'm just going to actually use it to get this stamped about here. And then we are also going to put our, I just put these on my blocks. I'm going to use some bats. We're just going to put up in the corner. And then we're going to take an image and just glue that image down there. So just like that. And that's this piece. The reason we're doing this first, like I say, is so that at least we can see and get it in there. Now, I said that we would use this piece here. So I am going to use this pop out one right here. And we're just going to put that right about there. Maybe we could put him right about there actually. So let's just go and glue that on. Just like that. And like I say, this is a lot easier to put in here now than after. This other piece that we have, a basic white, will go onto the back for your printing, so we'll decorate that at the end. So let's just get that glued in there. Now I do have a template, but I don't think it's really necessary. No, it's not necessary. If you've got those score lines, you're good. But what we want to do is, I'm going to come in here and we're going to glue these on here. Now, we could use tear and tape or we could use glue. I am going to go and use my liquid glue. It gives me a tiny bit of wiggle room at the beginning. So we're just going to come here and line that box up right there. Just takes a bit to get that going, and one right here. Just like that. Whoops. Yeah, that's right. I just scored these ones wrong, but I can fix that scoring. So right there, hold it. Right here, hold it. And this actually folds back this way, so just this part folds back there. So now that should have been enough that wouldn't have shown. All right, then we're going to do the same with these two pieces here. Like I See, it's on black here. And we're just going to let that set for a bit. Now, your front pieces, I'm going to show you how I went about doing that. Now, originally on my first box, I tried to use pieces of the, let's just glue this, that interlocked in order to cut it, to make it so it stuck down. But on this one, I'm going to do it as a belly band to make it stick. I want to make sure that so this is just going to go in like this, fold back like this, and there we have that. So we're just going to go in, get a really good score line there, get a really good score line on the inside here and on the other inside. So this is going to close like this, and then it pops open, and you could put like a gift card or whatever. Now on this particular piece, this happened to be this one piece that's here. What I did was I wanted to make sure that it was all together. So this piece is cut in such a way that it's cut. Let me just check again. This is 3. Anyways, let's see, this goes like this. So what I did was I cut it so that it was equal, and then this piece cut off. And then these two pieces are going to go onto the layers of your paper pump or your pumpkin pie. So I'm just going to, let's just go ahead and put this one on there. Oh, that's beautiful. That. So just put that right onto there. This will be the right side because it continued, because I cut from the left to the right. And this will be the left side. Now, a part of those pop-outs, oh dear. Let me just put that on there. And then these pieces are going to go onto here. But I went, when I saw these pop-outs, and these are the pop-outs that I picked to go on. I picked the hippo. Oh, oh, that was for the inside. I wanted this part here, but I thought this tree would look kind of cool on here. So I'm going to come and I'm going to, let's see, if I do this as a belly band, I think I can cut part of this off. So I'm going to cut part of this side of this tree off. So I'm just going to line that up there. Be careful how I put it through there, and that's going to be cut off part of the tree. So then that is going to go onto this part here. But I'm not going to put this on because I'm going to be using a belly band, and I'm going to attach all these things onto the belly band, and then maybe not this one, but at least what's going to happen, let me just double check. Okay, so this is going to go on here. This is going to go on here. If I put the belly band is a second thought here, so I can actually put this on there. And then this piece is going to go across here. So see, that's how that piece is going to go. But I'm going to put it on with a belly band. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on to begin with on both sides. And I've got another glue here. Careful, because this is a new glue, so it's going to ooze out a lot more. And we're going to kind of let that set for a second while we work on the belly band. Now the belly band, I just used a piece of the basic black. I wanted it to just go around, and I wanted it to go around this card loosely. So I do what we call a finger score. So I'm just going to bring it this way. So I want to line that up there. This is really not that difficult. So I just want to score it there. Put it there. So that was a finger score. And then I'm just bringing this across here, and we're just going to put that down right there. And by doing the finger score, we're allowing for it to go up and down. Now at this point, this is what I'm going to use. I'll use some glue on here as well. It's just going to go onto there. And then we've got that kind of set there. So let me just take this off. I'm going to stick that back on there just to double check. Because I really should have left that on there. There, yeah, that'll slide. Now I tend to also crease my belly band at the front because I know I'm going to be covering that piece up. All right, so let's just slip that off and let that dry. And now we're going to go ahead and put these on. Now I happen to know that the left one has this little tree up there, so we're just going to go put this right onto here. Oops. Just like so, and then this one's going to go here. And this like gives us a pumpkin patch look here. There we go. And then, like I say, when we put this on, I just want to let that set because I know my luck with this. And remember, I'm going to do the back of this card as well. And we're just going to actually put bats on it. Maybe Happy Halloween on the back might go on there too. All right, so now what we can do is we can put this belly band on. So I'm just going to go, I'm going to put the tree right here. So I'm just going to come and put some glue there. Oh, see. We're going to let that set. This is going to go, see, we got this about there. I have that up a little bit further. And I'm actually going to put this one on with some black dimensionals so I can put that one on at the end. All right, so let's come here and put this belly band, put this onto this belly band. I'm sure that's where that was, yes. So we're just going to put that onto there. Looks like I got a bit of glue on the inside there. I'm just going to take my embossing buddy and just put that on there. All right, so let's put this belly band on. There we go. Yeah, that's much better with keeping it shut, that's for sure. This guy is going to go right here. And I'm actually going to put some dimensionals there, and I'm going to put dimensionals here on there as well. So I'm coming in with my black dimensionals. So we're just going to put this crow and the pumpkins right onto the trunk of the tree. Like so. And then the hippo is just going to come over here a bit. And we're going to put that on with dimensionals right there. Just like that. And then we, of course, we have to do a sentiment on there. So I have a strip of basic black. And I think we'll put the word spooky across the front. Oh, you know what? What did I do here? I put this one on the opposite way. I will fix that for the picture. But this goes down the opposite way. Oh dear. And then what not to do, right? So let's just put that on there. And then we can go ahead, we'll grab this spooky. I think first, before I do that, I'm going to grab the memento. And let's just ink up the bats. And then that is just going to go onto the back right here. And look at that, I got black on it already. So let's just turn that over. Get the bats on there again. Leave that. And we'll just let that dry. So on here we'll come in with our embossing buddy because we're just going to stamp the word spooky. Just turn it over. We've got our Versamark right here. Don't need that, that's for sure. And just going to put it there. We're going to go and use some white embossing powder, which I know that my white was here. There we go. Okay. And then we'll heat set that. Just let that set up. Set that. Take this off. We're going to attach this to the back. Let that set. And then we'll just cut this off. Figure out where we're going to put it. I think we'll put the spooky onto here, this side, and then can go just there with a dimensional. Whoops, let's get the black dimensional right here. And then that's just gonna go just like that. It'll be right in the middle. Now we also have those gems that go along with this. So these are the foam stickers, and I think this means that it should be in the black. So we'll just come in with our take your pick tool, and then let's just put, whoops, put one here. There are 3 different sizes. My goodness. We might have to go into the white ones. Let's try the white here. Yep, we can do that. And then we can go ahead and go down and put a black one right down here. So there we go. Using the Spooky Halloween, and it opens up, whoops, like this. It has the belly band that goes on there and your back. So I hope you enjoyed that. All right, if you have any questions, just reach out. Bye for now.